All right, I'll start off by saying ignore all the junk in the background because I'm in my garage and my garage is a mess. What I'm doing here, I am trying to fix my window. The way this window works on the Jag, when you pull on the handle, the window drops down a tiny bit, like that, and when you release it, it goes back up. Well, if the door opens when you pull on the handle, then there's a switch in the latch mechanism over here, and that switch in the latch mechanism is supposed to tell the car that the door is open, and the window stays down about a half an inch. But my switch is broken. I took out the latch before to try to fix the switch, but I can't find a replacement switch, and I got the latch back in, but it's really difficult. So over time, what's happened is that my window seemed to have been going up further and further, and it got so bad that it was rubbing right here, and you can see where it's like left a mark on my molding on the side here. And when I would close the door, it got to the point where the door wouldn't close. The glass would bang up against the molding right there, and I had to roll down the window slightly in order to close the door. So what I did, I knew there had to be some kind of adjustment for how high the window went up, and while before I was able to close the door, now I can't because the adjustment got out of adjustment. So I opened up the door, which is in another video of how to take the door panel off. I opened up the door and I discovered that right here in the middle of the door, there's a bolt. And when I looked at this bolt, I could see that it had slid. You probably can't see on this video, but I could see where the bolt had slid backwards because the metal was chewed up there. So I did a little bit of experimenting. I loosened up the bolt, I rolled the window down, and I discovered that I could slide the bolt back and forth. I retightened it up at the original location. It uses a Torx 30 bit, by the way. I just retightened it up at what looked like it was its original location. And after I tightened it back up, I rolled the window up, and I discovered the door would close just fine. And so now that I've adjusted that, let me close this door here. Now that I've adjusted it, when I close the door, it closes. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I haven't put the top up, but I'm guessing that the top is going to fit pretty closely. There might be a tiny bit of wind noise, but I can deal with a little bit of wind noise because I usually drive with the top down. And I don't think it's going to fit exactly perfectly, but this prevents me from having to roll down the window a half an inch every time I get out of the car just to close the door.